Sometimes you just got to take out the trash. And that's exactly what happened today when the Chicago Bears fired their offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron. Me and Bobby going to talk about it, break it all down. But first, we got to play that intro.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. We got Bobby in the building. What's going on, Bobby, man? Hey, listen, I'm not going to lie. This saved everyone from what the daily episode was going to be because I was going to be going off today. So if you have any questions on what the original daily episode was going to be today, you'll never find out because I was about to flip the fuck out is what was going to happen. But the Bears do the right thing, man. They move on from Shane Waldron. Now, many people are going to look at this as, of course, a failure by the Chicago Bears to not get the right offensive coordinator for their new their rookie quarterback. Of course, the clock is ticking now on Matt Eberflus as well. But how do you feel about the firing, Bobby?
Hey, Haize, it's only been 2 offensive coordinators fired this season. Guess who?
They're both been former Bears offensive coordinators. It's crazy.
So, yeah, that tells you how well Matt Eberflus has done hiring his assistants. I ain't got nothing against Eric Washington. I like what he's been doing. Yeah. But Shane Waldron, you deserve this, bro. And I don't really like calling for people job, but damn, when you suck in a production-based league, we call for your job. And then you had the nerve to be on the sideline laughing and smiling and giggling, and then coming into the season with no 15-play scripts, and then constantly treating DJ Moore like he's not a number one wide receiver, not treating Cole Kmet like he's a top 5 tight end in this league. Absolutely. He should have been fired a while ago. I was all on board with him at first, but hey, sometimes you live and you learn, and sometimes your predictions don't go your way, but it's good that they're getting him out the building. But I'm still like, what now? Is this suddenly going to change everything? They still on the clock.
Oh, yeah, they still on the clock. And I want to be clear here as well. I'm glad you pointed that out. This in no way all of a sudden means that things are just going to change for this Bears offense. It doesn't mean that at all. It doesn't mean things are going to get better. It doesn't mean that it's going to be a drastic change. But it is the Bears taking care of what they needed to take care of. Like, Shane Waldron wasn't it. He wasn't it. He wasn't putting your quarterback in a good situation. His play calling, the best his play calling look was those 3 weeks where he faced off against some of the weaker competition in football. The loss against the Patriots, I think, was something had to change. It was either going to be Eberflus or it was going to be Waldron. After losing to the Patriots, something had to be done. You cannot sit on your hands and just keep acting and ignoring what's been here and what's been so evident. So the Bears do the right thing. Now, don't expect somebody to come in and necessarily turn this offense around because that's probably not going to happen. Hopefully you get a better and more competent play caller, but we'll see what happens there. How you feeling, Steve-O?
I mean, it's just somewhat of a step in the right direction. I would like to hear fired instead of out, but I'm gonna take my battles where I could take them.
I mean, I just used that. He's fired. I mean,
okay.
Pellegrino came out and said he's fired.
Okay, cool. Because Shane, Adam didn't say it either. That's why I was like, but yeah. When it comes down to it, like the main issue was the OC. Like if there was one glaring person we could point our finger at that was not getting their job done on a daily, weekly basis, it was him. And to be honest, how bad he's been, this can be a drastic move because all we need is competency. That's all we need. All we need is just somebody that knows how to call plays that just make sense. There was too many times where I'm out there watching tape. I'm watching all 22 yesterday. I'm just like, he just throwing shit at the wall and hope it sticks. Like, there's no plan when he's coming out there. There's no game plan. Like, there is not too, especially the last 3 weeks. That's not that. There's no game plan I'm seeing. I'm just seeing him throw plays that I think should work, and if we do it right, it should work. That's not how you coach, and definitely that's not how you offensive coordinate. So
hold on real quick, Crimson. Yeah, like The Bears not trading the second round pick got you in a spiral. You're saying it's Flus calling the all. If you think that, you got to stop waking and baking, my boy. Don't do Fent at 9:00 in the morning. You can't have Fent with your coffee, my boy. Lay off a little. I'm just Crimson is family. He's gonna joke back at me. If you guys are new to the channel, I'm just messing with Crimson. He's family. Crimson is officially family around here, so he gonna get these jokes. But I doubt it's Flus. But go ahead, keep going, Steve-O.
No, and that's the thing. Like we all knew that, especially with the whole situation being what it is. Like the OC made the most sense to be fired right now within season because that was more. Tim Brown. I mean, Thomas Brown was kind of everybody knew was like the next option when it comes to OC. We don't really know what's the next option if we was to fire Flus. Even though I don't give a damn fly Flus, but I understand the reasoning why they're not trying to fire him this very moment. But yeah, when somebody is right there as Thomas Brown, who has OC experience, actually play calling for another franchise, that's the move that you got to make. So at this point on, Thomas Brown is being Thomas Brown. We trust from the rest of the season because that's all we can really lean on at this point.
Yeah,
exactly.
and that was gonna
it
be
was real.
That was gonna be my next question. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bob.
Oh, I was just gonna add in. I knew it was real when DJ Moore was fed up after just coming out the half with that big catch. And I ain't never seen DJ just hop up and let's go, and you ain't even winning the game. You're not even winning the game.
Yeah.
But my bad. Go ahead.
And no, hopefully we just see him more engaged up. But that was going to be my next question: who takes over the play calling? Because they're not going to hire a new offensive coordinator in the middle of the season, so it's going to be somebody who's here. You got Thomas Brown's an option. I would say Kerry Joseph, the quarterback's coach, is probably an option there as well. And then maybe the wide receiver coach and Chris Beatty are probably your biggest options there. Personally, I would like to see Thomas Brown take it over. Keep in mind, we did interview him for the OC job. We ended up giving him a different position. Who do you guys think takes over that play call?
My thing is going to be Thomas Brown just based off the experience. I'll be real. I'm not too familiar with his game or his play calling style, but I think that they just needed another guy that can come up here and who has the experience. Because one thing about Shane Waldron these last 3 weeks, bro, when you get in third down situations, teams are pressing you every single time. They was pressing them every single time. There was no contingency plan out there. So I hope that Thomas Brown is the man to get it done. And we'll see. We'll be judging them from the first play. For real.
Yeah, mine's the same with Thomas Brown. I mean, a lot of people gonna look at it and be like, well, that offense wasn't that special in when he was the OC for the Panthers, but he also had what's his name? Rank Fred or some with an F, Frank or whatever. He was the offensive mind, so I'm pretty Frank Wright. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't Thomas that was doing majority of the play calling. I'm pretty sure it was Frank. So we really don't know what his thought process is. We don't. He's also the passing game coordinator, so I'm a little because these goddamn route concepts was terrible. But who's to say that he been trying to change it and they not listening to him? So yeah, I think Thomas just do because he's been a offensive coordinator in college. He's been an offensive coordinator in the league. He has the experience, so you go with experience at this point.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. I think when it comes down to it, you want to try to play it safe. It's going to be somebody who's already in here who is familiar, and that's part of the reason too. I think why they hired basically their whole offensive staff from coaches from kind of the same coaching tree. They want those philosophies. They wanted that type of like Shane Waldron just wasn't it. And I think Thomas Brown is a good one there. He is the passing game coordinator, so if anybody's going to get the best out the passing game between now, you hope that it's going to be Thomas Brown, but we'll see what happens with this. Thomas Brown was one of the guys when we interviewed him for OC. I was happy with the interview. And so with him being on the board for them. So I think it makes the most sense for Thomas Brown to come in and take that over, but we'll watch to see how it goes, man.
I think another thing I'm going to be paying attention to is the response from the offense now. Because I think one thing that's been very, very evident and annoying from Matt Eberflus, being that the guy that's always talking behind the camera, players and grown men can tell you when you bullshitting. Yeah. I'm be interested to see how the players respond to Thomas Brown, because I feel like Shane Waldron was a shaky guy, never kind of kept it real, simply because if we remember a few weeks ago, Mercedes Lewis had to tell him to keep it a buck with people. So I'm interested to see how that dynamic works between Thomas Brown and the players.
Yeah. Now, what do we think that this means? I think we all are kind of all on the same page as what the future of Matt Eberflus needs to be, regardless. But this has already been kind of reported as a thing of this is a desperate move by Matt Eberflus to try to save his job or anything like that. Do you think that if the offense, let's say the offense does respond, we're just saying in a perfect case scenario, I'm not necessarily saying it will, does respond better to Thomas Brown. Thomas Brown comes in and the offense does look better to finish the season. Is that enough for Matt Eberflus to keep his job?
No, because what is going to come down to looking at when it's after you play well in the first half versus Green Bay, and then you typically play well against Green Bay in the first half and completely let everything go in the second half. How you going to respond on Thanksgiving on prime time versus a team that's pretty much running the North right now and people got them as a Super Bowl contender? How are you going to compete in those moments? We've seen you blunder games game after game. Should we expect something different? No. And he got a tough road ahead of him. And I still think it's going to be issues from the head coach position.
I don't think it's nothing he can do, but based on the things I'm hearing and the fact that he was allowed to even make this choice of firing or not firing somebody today, I think he has a little bit more leeway and a little bit more area for messing up than we realize, because
I can agree to that.
I like at this point, I won't even allow him to make. He said this was his decision alone to get rid of this OC. So I would like to say, yeah, there's nothing else he can do, but at the end of the day, who's to say that they don't have like once again, we don't know what this contract really is. We don't know how, like they always say, him and Pose is on a talking relationship every other day. Like I don't know. I don't know with this team no more. I really don't.
You never know, right? Like, and the thing is that you don't know because there's so many other things involved in it, apparently, right? That we of course aren't necessarily privy to, and we may not be until after the fact. Like, I would love to think that, hey, Matt Eberflus is out of here, and that because I feel like that is the right decision based off what we've seen, his late game decision making, the way that he handles the press, all of that, right? But at the end of the day, like we knew these things last year, and apparently Ryan Poles felt so confident in it, he went to bat for Matt Eberflus for 3 days. Listen, I'm not arguing for another grown man to keep his job for 3 days. I'm just not doing it.
You make the decision.
I'm not doing it. Exactly. Now, I do love that this isn't, and I do think that this is evaluation. They're probably looking at it and saying, all right, Poles, do what you got to do. Like at this point, they're playing with house money. Like I like. Go ahead, Pose. You feel like you need to make a change with the offense coordinator. Let's see what comes out of that. Go do what you got to do. But ultimately, like I think it's all going to end to the same place. Matt Eberflus is playing is coaching his last 7 games as a Chicago Bulls head coach. I'm Chicago Bears head coach. He probably could be a better Bulls head coach, maybe because I don't know what's going on there, but I think it's it for.
I think they about the same. Like that was when he put THT in the game yesterday. I was like, that. Yep, that's a Flus ass moment.
And he immediately gave up 6 points. Like, how do you play less than he played 59 seconds and gave up 6 points?
I feel like that was the main reason why we lost. That's when the momentum switched. But that's nor either here nor there. We just got some dumbass coaches, as you can see.
In Chicago, they always come here and be idiots.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I like hire Byron Leftwich.
I wasn't mad at that the first time when we was having this conversation before we got Flus. Oh, he's too old. I don't give a damn. Did you see what he was doing in the league before when he didn't have much with that Detroit team? And they constantly was going near the playoffs.
Yeah. We'll see, man. All right, last question as far as this topic. What are we expecting now from the offense? Are you expecting things to drastically change as far as maybe stylistically using certain weapons different? Like, what do you want to see from Thomas Brown, whoever takes over as the play caller? What do you want to see different immediately?
Lean on that run game, bro. You already know that's what you're going to have to do. It seemed like Caleb Williams is stuck right now in mud, and he ain't letting that bitch go. So get him comfortable. And Shane, I don't know. It was the opposite of what we believe getting a quarterback comfortable in. And that was most of them. They start with the run game. Shane Waldron wanted to start with the screen and the quick pass game. And that has been shown is not going to work for Caleb. And Yeah, just play sound football. I think that you got to have some type of contingency plan. Like I said, when we going back to the Washington game, when the Bears get on third down situation, teams are pressing and wide receivers are not getting open because of the route concepts. Can we get a little bit more things going in the middle of the field as well? That's how you got to be able to help Caleb build the confidence by getting the ball to DJ Moore on the cross and him breaking the tackle and going, you know what I'm saying, picking up some yak. Something like that. So just add something different. Just add something different and be consistent with it too.
Simplify everything. That's all I want. Simplify everything. Caleb don't need to be adjusting and if changing every play that he needs to be. Can he do it? Yes, that's nice, but he don't need to do it. He still got accuracy issues. He still got footwork issues. The last thing we need him to be doing is trying to check every protection and change the play at the same time. He's just not at that stage where he can do that and focus on his accuracy and on top of the other things that he's still learning to get together. So with that, lean on the running game. Use your players. Use Rojo. How about that? Use Everett, who's a matchup nightmare against linebacker as well as Cole Kmet. Just use them. Simplify. Don't sit here trying to run and throw the ball 5 consecutive times. Have a rhythm. Simplify the offense. Run the ball. Play complementary football. And let your defense do the rest.
I really wish that Hard Knocks was going on during the season. I would love to see the conversation of Matt Eberflus calling Shane Waldron into his office. Because listen, Shane Waldron is just like Shane Waldron strikes me somebody he's like he'll just be smiling like thank you because they still got to pay his ass. Like you're sending him home to get paid. He's about to go play golf.
That's why I feel sorry for coaches. Everybody wish fiery. Them niggas still get paid. Fuck them.
They do.
They still getting paid. Unless he accepts another job, he's still going to be getting paid. His Bears check is still going to clear. But I love, I do think at this point, the remainder of the season needs to be about building back the confidence of this whole entire offense. You see, the confidence got lost by this offense. I think that's what it needs to be for the remainder of the season. Do things to put the ball in your playmakers' hands. If you need to simplify the offense for Caleb for the remainder of the season, you do it. We can work on a lot of things in the offseason. Probably going to have a whole new head coach. We don't know what the new offensive philosophy is going to be. At this point, I just want to see the confidence be rebuilt in these players that are left. We've seen so much frustration from everybody, and it's been so passive aggressive. Roschon Johnson has said some things. DJ Moore said a lot of things. Like it's just you see it when you come out there. There's no belief in it. There's no belief in it. It's hard to really execute for a head coach. I get it. These guys are paid millions of dollars. I understand that, but it's really hard when you don't believe the person who's making the decisions. It's hard to get up and go for that person every single time. So hopefully we can start going down that path of rebuilding that confidence in these guys. We have a lot of young players that are still trying to establish themselves in this league. We got a lot that we need to do and fix because I've never seen a coach tear so much down. Like we're talking about an offensive coordinator who tore down things from Luke. You know how bad you got to be to do a tear down after Luke Getsy?
I would have lost all my money if I would have. I did not think he was worse than Luke. He's worse. He's way worse than Luke.
Yeah.
But I am with what somebody said in the chat. They said, I have an idea. We filled the O-line with Samoans. I might.
Listen. Some goddamn stereotypes are stereotypes because they true. Yeah. If we can get 3 Samoans on the offensive line.
we out here.
That's it. Real. That's wait though. Wasn't Mustapha like Samoan? Wasn't he like Hawaiian?
Hawaiian and Samoan are different.
Yes.
I know, but I'm saying he was still one of them Pacific Islanders though. So just stay away from wherever Mustapha was.
Somebody named Mustapha, that means he didn't really be around his Samoan cousins for real.
Yeah, get Roman Reigns on the offensive line, bro. That's what I can. Plus, yeah, for sure. Yeah, but we got a lot that we need to work on.
They just announced that it's Thomas Brown.
Yeah, it is Thomas Brown. So there you go. Thomas Brown will take over play calling duties. I'm glad that we're able to get that. So that's good. That's good. Thomas Brown is the right decision, I think, there. He's the guy that he was a finalist for the offensive coordinator position. So clearly there's some familiarity and confidence in him if he made it along that far in the process, and now he gets to take that over. It's right. They said Noah Sewell. He's not an offensive lineman though. Sewell isn't an offensive lineman, so it don't count.
Yeah.
Doesn't count. He doesn't count. It doesn't count. He's not an offensive line. We're talking about specifically the O line. But okay, now that we officially know that Thomas Brown is going to be taking over the play calling duties, I think that's the right decision.
I think it is.
That's the right decision. Yeah. So overall, the Bears made the tough decision that I did not trust that they were going to be able to make, that they were going to make. I know they have the ability to, because this is a Bears team and franchise, and it shows the desperation. It shows the seriousness that they recognize that this team and the state of the offense is trash. The offense has been trash, and you got to do something. You spent and invested way too much assets, way too much money on this offense, not the offensive line per se, but in this offense, for you to just see it struggle this much and not do anything. But Poles, you gotta fix this offensive line this offseason.
Ain't no if.
There's no way around.
Like, yeah, you didn't play. I ain't gonna lie, you didn't play businessman enough. Time to spend that money.
For sure. Put that bag out there.
That's facts. Scared money don't make money, and at the end of the day, like, I could understand why he wanted to clear out. Like, the Bears still in a position they have no really bad dead salary cap. The worst contract that we have is Nate Davis, and he's only partially guaranteed next year. They can waive him and save $8.5 million. So the Bears, and they didn't sign Tevin Jenkins an extension. They don't have anybody on long-term money on that offensive line either. This is the place where you need to. Poles got to make his move this offseason. You got to make
none of that
move.
Nice guy shit no more. None of that. We crying because a player leaving shit no more. Tevin Jenkins, he should not be resigned unless he signed for a favorable team deal. Every damn drop.
If he signs a favorable team deal, I'm cool with it. So
for real.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Any last thoughts before we get up out of here?
It's good. Appreciate all the B-Day love and the Veterans Day love. It was lit. My wife and my family showed the fuck out. Shout out to my family members. Appreciate y'all.
You deserve it, bro. You deserve it, man. Little motherfucker. But we love you, bro. But all right, man. We up out of here, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following us at Chi Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related, and we'll see y'all maybe tonight.